Westen Irwin was born with the need for speed. Wind in his face, his opponents in his rear view. Never was there a challenge that Westen wasn't willing to face head-on. As soon as Westen could handle a bike of his own, his parents fulfilled his wishes. Before long, he was competing in any motocross race he could find. Even after suffering crashes and broken bones, he was always ready for the next race and the next challenge. On May 2nd of 2021, Westen would face another one of those challenges.
I was racing, I had practice, next day race. We were the first race of the day, and usually I'm like the 15th one of the day. And so I wasn't really awake, I was really out of it. So I didn't get a very good start. I jump off the gate and then come down the hill, go up it, and there was like everybody in front of me, and I was gonna land on a whole bunch of people. So I locked up the brakes and endoed into the landing, crushing my spinal cord.
When he's laying on the track, as a mom, I'm like, what happened? This is your favorite jump, trying to keep myself together. And he just looked at me and he goes, I looked up and I was not gonna hurt anybody. He let off the gas and hit the back brake, which made him endo into the second hill.
Westen had broken his back and his neck, leaving him paralyzed from the chest down. After weeks of hospitalization and rehabilitation, Westen was continuing to make new gains. But it was clear to both Westen and his family that if he wanted to one day get back into racing, he was going to need more specialized rehabilitation than what he could find at the time in his home of Augusta, Kansas. That's when they were told about Sam Schmidt and the Driven Neuro Recovery Center in Las Vegas.
The counselor at Madonna Rehabilitation knew of Sam helping racers get back to racing. And I called my husband and told him about Sam. My husband reached out to Sam, and Sam told us about Driven, and it was the best thing ever.
The family had a choice to make. And like so many of Driven's clients before him, Westen said yes.
Yeah, Westen's, just one example of many that we've had here, and you get a phone call, every week from families in distress. My son's just been paralyzed. He's only 14 years old. What are we gonna do? Well, if there's any way you can get him here, I can tell you we'll do the most to give him the highest level of independence. They packed up, they moved out here for I think it was going to be a 3 or 4 week deal. And now we're into 3 or 4 months, and he's shown just an incredible amount of recovery, physically, mentally, took his first steps. And these were all things that, 4 months ago, they just said wasn't possible.
We were told he would never stand up. We were told he would never walk. He was gonna always be in a chair and limited to what he would be able to do. And at 5 months from injury, he was walking in leg braces. Like, he was just able to do things that if he wasn't getting the therapy he is here, he would not be able to do.
I mean, at first I could only stand with them. I couldn't even let go of the parallel bars. I just squeeze them so hard. And then I worked on taking steps and figuring out how to not get my hands as tired. And today I did it pretty good for how it normally goes. Definitely a good day today when I walk.
I'm just thankful for all the sponsors who made it possible, because insurance don't pay for completes like him to get any type of stimulation to it, where here he's able to get all of that, and it just goes to show if you have that, what you're able to do versus you're just gonna be stuck in a chair. I will always be forever grateful for Driven. If we wouldn't have came here, he would not be able to do half the stuff he's able to do.
Ultimately, the kid, kind of crazy like me, right? He wants to get back into racing, and that is what's driving him to get as much strength and independence back as he can. is to hopefully get back into some form of racing when he goes home.
When he's not in one of his sessions at Driven, you'll often find Westen nearby at an indoor go-karting facility that includes a specially modified cart that allows riders to drive using only hand controls.
When he's like, I'm gonna get back on a bike, I'm like, okay. And he goes, you don't think I can? I go, oh no, I know you can. I just know you. You're gonna push the limits. You're not gonna just go out for a joyride. And everybody's like, what do you mean? I go, he plans on fully racing again. It's just him. He's been like this since he was born. He's been all in on everything he does. So to me, it's just watching him do his thing.
For Westen, it's all about the next race and that need for speed.